right, we are live with Memorex. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page. Hope everybody's having an amazing day today. We go live every other Monday at 6 Central Time. A little early, but I got excited, so we're going a little live early. If you're interested in the ATM business, we have a course that teaches you from A to Z how to be successful in the ATM business. We also are an ATM distributor of ATM parts, if ATM services, processing, repairs. So if you need any of that, we are your person or company to help you guys out in the ATM world. Also a part of the associations. So there's a couple associations that we're part of. We've been in the ATM business for over 24 years, helping companies set up ATM businesses and helping them stay in ATM business. What else? We also help you guys find locations. So if you're looking for ATMs, if you are part of our networking program, we'll help you find ATM locations if you process with us. If you do not, we don't help you find locations. I did try it a couple times, and it was just becoming a challenge with the people, so we don't do that anymore. So if you're processing with us, we'll help you find a location. We also, in our YouTube studios, we hit 4,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago. So very excited about that. We've been on YouTube now for over almost 5 years, coming up in July, and we hit 4,000 subscribers. So we're always excited about that. We're always looking for sponsors. If somebody wants to sponsor our channel, we're looking for current sponsors to help sponsor our YouTube channel. So without further ado, we are going to get into it tonight. What are we talking about? Let's see. So basically, here's what we're going to talk about. Stay up to date with banking laws and rules. We're going to talk about making sure your business follows the necessary legal requirements. And we're building a relationship with the ATM world. So when you're in the ATM business, one of the challenges you will have is finding a bank. It's a challenge. So, don't forget to smash the like button. So, we do have some people when you join the chat. I can see some of the people. Sometimes I can't. So if I don't answer your question, don't be offended. I maybe couldn't see it. I only can see some of the questions, not all the questions. So I do see Iron Lux Trader. So if you do have a question, please ask it. So I'm going to go into it, and then I'll come back and I'll ask questions or answer questions that people have. All right. So when you're in the ATM business, one of the challenges you will have is finding a bank. So before you get into the ATM business, I always say, look, don't go to Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and now U.S. Bank. One of the challenges that those banks, phenomenal banks, but they're not for the ATM business. In the Obama administration came out with a thing called Operation Choke Point, and that was to stop, basically to stop illegal gun sales, prostitution, human trafficking. That's what it was for. But because the ATM business is cash intensified, it got lumped into that protocols. Now, when the Obama administration subsided and Trump came in, those protocols slowed down. They stopped. But as you know, Joe Biden came back into power and they started those processes up again. We call that Operation Choke Point. Even though during the Trump administration, we talked to regulators, we assured them, there's a thing called FFIEC report. We got that rewritten to stop some of those challenges, to get the ATM business, it wasn't put in their protocols, but to get it out of those protocols. But it didn't matter. Now the regulators were going forward. During the Trump administration, we were able to slow down that. But now that the Biden administration is in power, those protocols are moving forward once again, even though we are not laundering money. But the regulators have been steadily enforcing those protocols. And as you know, if you're in the ATM business, it is now becoming harder for certain banks, and also to get bank accounts. There are more banks that don't want to bank the ATM business. So with all that being said, one of the things that we need to do is to continue down the journey of doing KYC, which means know your customer protocols. So from time to time, your bank will, and my bank does it every year, and we get letters and we get emails that say, hey, Phil, my bank is asking for this information. What do I do? What you do is you give them the information. They're going to ask information like, they might ask for an operator, an ISO agent agreement, which is a processing agreement between your company and let's say the ISO, which is us. We provide that for you guys. You might have to give that to your bank because they want to make sure you're not laundering money. Are you just some fly-by-night person putting money in the ATM and trying to launder money? Okay, well, the agreement clearly states that you're a legitimate company. We're a legitimate company. We're facilitating those monies going from your ATM through the banking network back to you, and it shows the protocols. That's a nice little layer of security for the bank that says, oh, this person isn't laundering money. Do you have an agreement between your location and your business? If you do, that's another reassurance to the bank that you're not laundering money. Is that business a legitimate business that you place your ATM in there? If it is, that's another reassurance. That do you have separate protocols between your surcharge and your vault cash? Okay, that's vault cash is the money that you put in your ATM. We recommend that you keep it separate. So if you do, that's another reassurance. Those are all things that that'll help you stay in with the bank. Now, so keep in mind, these are all just recommended policies that keep you in business with the bank. Sometimes it doesn't matter, to be honest. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Banks will come and say, you know what, we're just not going to bank the ATM business. That was a Chase. That was a Bank of America. To this day, we still have customers that are with Chase. To this day, we still have customers with Wells Fargo and US Bank and Bank of America. But I inform those people, hey, you're walking on thin ice. Get a backup bank just in case they shut you down. So, but if they follow these protocols, it'll make it less likely that you get shut down. All right, so let's see what we got. Okay, so one person says, I interviewed 5 different banks before I got approved. Yep, this is pretty much standard practice. What banks were you going for? And what I also found is sometimes when you go to open up a checking account, you talk to let's say somebody in that opens up banking, the regular banks, regular checking accounts. They'll say, oh, you're an MSB, which is a money service business. We are not an MSB. That is somebody who's selling currency, cashing checks, taking deposits. We do not do that in the ATM business. So that just make sure that you say, look, I don't take deposits. I don't sell currencies. This is not, I'm not an MSB. All right. Is there a fee to sign up for getting help with the processing, or if I use you? No. So just so we don't charge for processing. I'm going to post my email in the chat. Let me see where I do that. Okay, so if you guys can see it, there's my email. If you guys can see it, if you guys got any questions, no, we don't charge for just so you guys know, we don't charge for processing. Some companies do, we do not. We don't charge for processing. So we will process your transactions free of charge for PDQ Merchant Enterprise for your existing business. All right. So those are those are some of the protocols. Now, what are some of the things that help you stay in the banking business or stay with your current bank? Um, we always suggest if you guys have a car loan, or you're thinking about refinancing your car loan, or you're going to buy a car, go to the bank. You might pay a little bit more. Now, I know some of the sweet deals. If you're buying a new car, look, they got 0% financing. They got zero. I saw what 3.9 or whatever, anywhere from probably 3.9 or less. I get it. It's a new car. You're gonna take advantage of those dealer incentives, and I get it. But if you're buying a used car, you know what? Go to the bank and utilize the bank. Or if you're going to refinance the car, try to utilize the bank, because that'll keep you with, I guess you want to call it sticky with the bank. That'll help out. If you're going to if you have a home and you're going to take out a homeowner's loan, go to the bank. If you're going to refinance your home, go to that bank. That will help you guys go a long way with the current bank. It'll keep you in the bank. Because now when the regulators come in, they say, what's this, all this cash going in and out of our bank? They'd say, oh, this is PDQ, but they've been a long time customer, but he's got his home. We got a homeowners, we got a homeowners policy, or we got a mortgage with them. We got a couple vehicles with them. We got a line of credit with them. We have a credit card. That's the other thing. One of our banks, they asked us, say, hey, we just got this opportunity to have credit card with you, and you can do 1, 2, and 3 in business line or a personal thing, credit card. Do I want a credit card? No, I don't. But you know what? The bank does us a favor. We work with them. So you know what? We're taking out a credit card with that bank because they're asking for something. We're going to do business with them. They do business with us. They're very nice to us. They have our money, and we have an opportunity with that bank. And now, we're gonna help them out. We got branch managers or associate managers, or they're asking us to fill out some credit cards. You know what? That person probably gets a quarterly bonus for doing that and getting some. You know what? I used to work back in the day, through high school. We used to work at a clothing store, and right around Christmas, I worked during Christmas break from usually Thanksgiving to probably we did inventory. So when we did that, they would come out every year. They would say, hey, we get I don't want to give it away where I work for, but it's kind of funny, but they would say, hey, if you get a customer sign up with credit cards, if you guys get X amount, then we give you a spiff. We got like a $10 spiff. That was back in the day, but probably now it's more, but we get a $10 spiff every time we sign a credit card up. And then the manager would have an extra bonus for us at the end of the month. Hey, how many did you get? Have a little contest. All right. So maybe this manager at the bank, they got the same kind of program. And maybe, maybe that helps them out. Maybe if it does, I'm glad, or it helps out maybe the people in the teller line. I don't know. But hey, they're asking me to do something. I'm going to do it. It doesn't take a lot to fill it out. Maybe we get the credit card, maybe we don't. But if we do, you know what? So what? We get it. It's just another credit card. It helps my credit because now you get more credit, a line of credit in case we need anything. And it helps them out. So anyways, trying to do more with the bank anytime they want anything. We also, from time to time, Valentine's Day, we give them we do a little something for the bank people. Christmas time, we do a little something for the bank. And then once during the middle of the year when nobody's paying attention, we do something else. They're very good to us. Whatever we can do, buy them lunch, or say, hey, you know what, next take the whole crew out. It's on me. Just tell me what the damage is, and I'll do that, because it helps that relationship. We're always trying to do. One of the banks, they used to have a fundraiser. They used to give the MS once a year. We would participate in that because it builds that relationship. Hey, if the president of the bank is passionate about MS or something of that nature, participate in that. I mean, those are smaller banks. Now, I'm sure if you have Chase or Bank of America, they don't have those situations because they don't have that personal relationship with you. But if you have that opportunity, please do so. It goes a long way in the banking world. All right. Now, one of the things when we talk about make sure you follow like legal requirements, if you have an ATM, we just had this happen a couple weeks ago. We had a guy, he says he wants to buy the ATM. He didn't want our service center, but he wants to buy the ATM. All right. So then the first thing now this is the funny thing is, okay, so when we're putting our money in the ATM, they want to always raise the limit. How much money can you take out? We want to take out as much as you can. Now, Visa and MasterCard rules are you have to have a minimum maximum, which that means of $200. So that means you can't put your ATM below $200 for a customer to come in and withdraw money. Okay, this guy, we were selling the ATM. He says, "Oh, I just want to put a $60 limit so I can increase my transaction." I says, "No, you can't do that. It's got to be 200. You have to have a 200. That's Visa, MasterCard rules that you have to have that." Well, I want it lower. I'm like, look, you can't. You're violating Visa, MasterCard rules. It's 200. That's what you want to do. You want to put it on a percentage and make the percentage. You can do it that way, but you have to have at least $200 max that I can get out. He said, okay, fine. So just to let you know, when you guys are in the ATM business, make sure that you have a $200 max on there that follows Visa, MasterCard rules for your ATM. And also make sure that you have a sticker that has the sponsor bank emblem on there. Like we're sponsored by Pueblo Bank and Trust. We put that on all our ATMs. We also, if you buy an ATM from us, we ship you the decal. So you have that on your ATM. It's something for the customer. If they had dispute, they call. There's an 800 number we have to have on there. They can call the 800 number. They can talk to somebody. Usually it's our office. It says, hey, I had a challenge with the ATM. And we tell them what to do when you're in the ATM business. All right. And then what else we got? Building a relationship with, ATM world. So what we do is, look, we have a community. You don't have to, doesn't cost you anything to join, and that there's other ATM businesses in there. So you can ask questions. We can answer questions. There's other people in the ATM. So it's the ATM Mastermind Group. It's free to join, and you can participate in any and all questions. And there you can ask, hey, I got this challenge, or did you ever experience this? And we can help you guys in that. All right, let me see. What do we got? Do we have any more questions? Let me see. No. And again, I can't see everything, unfortunately. All right. So, all right. So those are some of the things. What else? Also look when you're looking for bank. Oh yeah, look for banks when you're doing this. If you get a bank, look for, and now you got one bank. Look for a backup bank. Maybe just you don't even, when you go into that backup bank, you can tell them you're in an ATM business, but you're just opening up a checking account. You're not going to go in there. You're not going to take out any money. All you're going to do is keep that as a backup bank. Now, what I did is I had a backup bank, and what happens is then our bank, and I don't know what's going to happen to this, our bank is going to sell to another bank. Now that gets me afraid because I've been with this bank for a long time. So what I do, I went and I opened up, we have a couple banks that I recommend in the Chicagoland area. And one of those banks has been very good to us, and to, I tell a bunch of students to go there all the time. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to put a few ATMs on their portfolio, go there and take money out of their bank, in which we do. That was the bank that I told you about. They wanted to open up they have a credit card now. So that bank is taking credit cards, so you can get a credit card with that bank. So we moved that account. We moved some ATMs over there, maybe probably June of last year. We've been there almost a year, and now they want to do credit cards. So, hey, we're going to open up a credit card with that bank. But I have a backup bank just in case my first bank, they decide to close my account. So I want to make sure that, and now as we get closer to the deadline, I'm going to actually go for a third account through a third bank, just because if they close my first primary bank down, I don't want to put all that stress on my secondary bank. What I want to do is open up another account just to keep that at a new relationship. And then the other thing is I like to do that from time to time because I go through what you guys are doing. You have challenges. I hear all the time. Hey, I guess got a 30-day notice. And keep in mind, if you get a 30-day notice, you probably got 14. Sometimes they'll freeze your account. So you got 30 days to get your money out of the bank, but they could freeze your account, which means you can't get the money. You have to close it and then they'll send you a check, which is no good. So, how do I know which credit card, okay, so I got a question. How do I know which credit union to use? Not all of them work with those in the ATM business. You're right. The reason we say credit unions is because credit unions are usually easier to deal with, but they have a cash threshold. Usually they maybe only let you take $10,000 out a day. So there's not, you would have to tell me what state. You have my email me what state, and then I could tell you that there's some banks or credit unions that we recommend, but it depends on what state, and I don't know all the credit unions, but what I can tell you is that credit unions are easier to deal with than banks in general because they're more flexible and therefore I don't know, there just seems to be more flexible. So, put your email down, and then or so you have my email, send me an email, and then I'll know what state you're talking about and see if we have a credit union that we deal with in that state that we can work with or we can recommend. So we do have a list of banks that we that we're part of the ATM community that we recommend from time to time and say, hey, this is the best. These are the best banks, because you always want to work with an ATM friendly bank or a bank that understands the ATM business. It just makes it easier. They understand that you're going to take cash out. You're going to put cash in every day. You're going to take cash out 2-3 times a week or once a week. And they understand how the business works, and they're not, I guess, surprised by taking money in and out. We have a very good relationship with our bank. But they come in once a year. They come in and check out to make sure we are who we say we are. They give a walk around. They want location. They want to know, do we have a list of the locations so they can do their due diligence, but they're pretty good. All right. All right. So that is tonight's discussion. I hope that was helpful. Again, I put my email in the chat for you guys. We do have a course that it's $497 to that'll teach you from A to Z how to be successful in the ATM business. We have location agreements in there. We have a vault cash agreement. We have mobile agreements in there. We have a private community. And you can ask me questions if you guys need help. Been in the business for 24 years. There's probably nothing I haven't seen, although sometimes there are a couple things, but you get the benefits of somebody else asking, and we can address those issues as they come. So, all right. So thank you guys very much. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Join our ATM Mastermind community. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks at the next live event, which is going to be 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. And thank you guys very much. And I'll see you. If this was helpful, please throw some fire emojis in the chat. That's always good to see. Get excited about that. And I will see you guys at the next ATM Mastermind video. So thank you guys very much. I'll see you later.